Welcome back
To the Soccer Life Mastery.
podcast, and today, once again, we do have Jose here with
Yes,
us.
he's driven all the way back here.
Yes, it was
a new week.
gosh, yeah. We just came with the same clothes and same setup,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just because
We don't wash our
wanted to do
clothes.
like that. Yeah, That's the way we do.
And we've got heaps of good questions today.
Yes, we do have it. We were just literally talking about like,
How bad we are at podcast. What? No.
yeah,
No,
we're
no,
quite
no.
bad.
We're the
But
best
don't
podcast.
you worry about it.
We're the number one podcast in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no other podcast like Soccer Life Master podcast. We keep
No.
saying Master Football Academy, which is going to
Joe
be...
Rogan, nah, I've
Yeah.
got nothing on us. Logan Paul podcast, nah.
Well,
We're the best.
If you think about it, have you seen Joe Rogan talking about like football in Australia? No, so stick with us.
Yeah,
That's it.
number one podcast in Adelaide.
Yes, and today we're gonna do like some questions to Jose because I want to understand a little bit more about his, not only like the background, but like the way he plays and what position and
That's a good
a
question.
lot of things like that. So
Yeah.
let's see.
That's a better question. I want to know.
Now the first question is, what's your favorite color?
This is an in-depth.
Very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is important. You're gonna understand why. Which one?
I'd have to say purple.
Purple.
Ah, interesting.
See that? That's the reason he doesn't play as a striker in the left side because of purple color.
Right. Is that another
You don't know
analogy?
that?
No. What?
Well, they don't know. So can you explain? So which position do you normally play?
I normally play as a 10, attacking midfielder.
See
Yeah. But I don't know if it's my favorite position. I like playing on the left wing.
Aha. This is important to know. So for example, he play as a number 10, literally as a midfielder, but it's not his favorite position. But why do you think he's still there, like playing in the middle?
This is important.
Yeah, I think it's more of the creative aspect of the game, you know, like being able to hit that through ball
Yeah.
and get it from one side to the other, a bit of dribbling. And I think a lot of it is also like speed-wise here in Australia, a lot of coaches want the fastest players on the wing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which does make sense, and that's one of the things that I think I mentioned to you before. I remember like when I was playing with like a few friends in Melbourne, I want to play as a striker, I want to score some goals, but they were like, Ignacio, the way you pass the ball, the way you dribble and clear the whole play to pass to someone else, it's amazing. And I was like, well, but every time I passed, they missed. But like, yeah, I understand it, but like maybe that's the coach perspective of like, okay, Jose can dribble, Jose can clear like the whole play and just pass the ball like a through ball, as you mentioned, like a really nice one. And it's not like his favorite position, but like for that coach, on his perspective, that's the best position that he can put Jose in.
And that happens in our perspective, where we got players where they might love to be striker. But for your characteristics and your athleticism or your ability to find those passes, you might be better suited somewhere else.
Yeah.
And so as coaches, we kind of have to find the best spot for you. And sometimes that might not make you the happiest, but from our
It depends a lot on the style of what the football that the coach or the team wants to play,
Yes.
you know. Because in a lot of other countries, speed is very important, but you also want a player that can actually hold up the play, like be an outlet for the team. So then it's more about how well you can hold the ball and not lose it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not trying to put you in a terrible spot, but like, do you think if you play as a left wing, you're going to receive as much ball as you think you're going to receive, like wanted at least?
Well, it really depends on who else plays in the midfield. For example, last year when I was playing up in Brisbane, it showed the difference where if I played on the wing, the ball wouldn't get up that forward.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But when I played in the midfield, we'd be pushing forward a lot more.
Yeah.
So you prefer to play left wing with a clone of yourself in the midfield, so they can pass to you.
It really depends. Like if you have somebody that can get the ball out to the fullback real quick up the line, then you can do something with it.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's always getting stuck in the midfield, then you can't really do anything.
Do you also think, I think we have that, we make that question to Kai in the other episode, but like, for example, do you think that's kind of like even though like you grew up in America, but like you still have like South American blood, of course.
Yeah.
Do you think this is kind of like a South America thing? Because we kind of like, sometimes I don't feel that I'm a good like player right now, but like sometimes I did things that I was like, oh, I know they wouldn't be able to do like on that way at least.
Yeah, where you're more creative or you think of it on the spot. You do what you feel natural. Yeah, I think that actually does happen a lot with South American, or I'd even say most third world countries. because since there's less structure in how players are formed, like here you have from a really young age, you're already in clubs, academies, but you don't really see players going out to the park with their friends and playing. That's all we do.
We spoke about that yesterday, right?
Yeah.
After the training session.
That's all we do. Like, that's how we learn to play football, out in the park or on the street with the ball, just playing.
Yeah.
So that's us learning how to make those decisions without really being told, without really thinking about it. Okay, I'm going to make this decision. No, you just do it.
Yeah.
Because that's how you grew up playing.
That was pretty much it. Like growing up, I remember like playing the street. So you need to consider about like, okay, there's a car coming, there's bikes coming. Oh, we need to see about the ground. Oh, there's some like, I don't know, sand in the ground. So you need to be careful about that too. So you kind of think about, okay, how am I going to play with the head? There's a little bit sand, like literally in the street. It could be slippery. Okay, oh, there's a lot of car coming. So how are we going to do it? So we used to grow up like playing, dribbling cars, bikes, and a lot of things like that. Then in sometimes like even like up hills or something. Okay, cool. That's strength, and there's a lot of things like that. And we spoke about that like after the training session we did last night. And then we were like, oh, sometimes I think what is missing to people here in Australia is just like play like in a fun way, not only in the soccer training session. Yeah. Because like playing for fun sometimes is the one that you kind of put like the creativity literally in the focus. It was like, hey, I can have fun now. No one's gonna complain. No one's gonna do anything. It was just me. If I lose the ball, they score a goal. Mom, I lost in the game in the street. Well, who cares? No one cares. So that's the only time that you kind of have like 100% of freedom to do whatever.
That's probably the biggest difference, isn't it? Where there's all the creativity with the South and what?
It's not an analogy.
No, this is a quickly analogy.
Go on.
Playing the street back home as well. It can be like threatening as well, because like if you play in a team that has like some strong kids, they were like, hey Ignacio, if you make those mistakes,
I'll bash you.
Oh, Ignacio.
That's true.
Well, so that's also true. So you kind of put like some pressure in a good way too.
Yeah.
But like so we don't have coaches, but we have bullies.
You got the older kids.
The older kids are like, Ignacio, don't make any mistake. Yeah. So that kind of pressure we don't have like in the games, but I'm telling you.
That's more pressure.
Push you so hard. Well, I remember that.
Well, that's probably the difference between like the different styles. Is like you have so much creativity because you play, in the streets all the time. Where here you get just put into a club, and then the coach is straight away onto you about structure or the way you want to play, and then you may lose that individual flair or the individual.
And also, it also amounts to how much experience you have playing football.
Yeah.
Like here, you play at a club, and how much of the time of your training are you actually playing a game? Yeah. Right? So when you're playing with your friends, you're just playing play. You just go. Yeah. You just play and have fun. And when you do good 1-2s, when you score an amazing goal, like it doesn't really matter, but your body remembers it. Yeah. And then when you go out and play professionally or at a club, you feel even more liberated to do the stuff that you can do because you already did it when there was no pressure. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So you have a lot more experience under your belt.
And that's the thing, experience is key. And that's what we always say to the kids is, you can't just train 2 hours a week. Like you come to training for an hour twice a week and that's it. You're gonna get better. You gotta train at home, you gotta play at home. The more time you have with the ball, the better. The more comfortable you're gonna get. The more used to having 3 guys on the street, trying to steal the ball off you. How can I get past them all? Yeah. More experience and more exposure to playing. And even if you got no friends at all, just juggle the ball, kick against the wall.
Yeah, that's what I do in my one-on-one sessions all the time. I tell them, all right, I'm going to give you an exercise. We're going to do it for a minute, 2 minutes, but you need to do this at home. Yeah. Even if it's every other day or once other time a week other than the training session you do with me, do it at home. Mm-hmm. And I'll make them really simple, like just dribble around a cone or just juggle off the wall. Do whatever you want. But have the ball at your feet at least once a day. Yeah, for sure. When I just got to Australia, I'd have a ball in my living room, and every time I'd like go out get a drink of water, I'd just be like playing with the ball. Yeah, and that's how you get used to having the ball at your feet.
Even like for kids, if you're doing your homework, like you're sitting at a desk, just have the ball at your foot, man. Just to like while you're doing your work, just move it. Just have it used to being. You should live with the ball if you're serious about getting better and progressing. The more time you're having that ball at your feet, the more it's gonna feel natural when you're at training, you're at the pitch, where you're at a trial and you have to impress. You're not gonna feel like you have to focus on your first touch. that should be just natural. You should just be able to just have that first control because you've got to be thinking about everything else. How can I make an awesome pass? How can I make a good dribble? So yeah, that definitely, especially players that feel not comfortable with the ball, more time, more exposure. Not just 2 hours a week. Every day can we get more and more time with the ball.
And the big thing is juggling. A lot of the kids I get are like, all right, let's do a little bit of juggling. They're like, oh, I never juggle. We did this at training once. We try to get to 10. And you should be be juggling in your sleep.
Yeah, literally. Because you need no space. Your parents ain't going to get mad because you're not smacking it against the wall. Yeah. It's the easiest thing you do. It's just juggle.
The only thing is, like, some of the kids, sometimes they come and ask you, like, why juggling? Like,
right.
Exactly.
They don't understand. Sometimes, like, if you receive the ball, you can kind of juggle, like, while you're running. They're not going to try to take that ball away from you technically if you know how to do it as well. Sometimes, like, it's just like the way you touch the ball. Like, touching the ball, like, quite a lot of times, like, okay, the ball's coming, you stop the ball, keep 1-2 juggles, stop, pass, dribble. So it is pretty important. So people just think, oh, that's not going to help me, like, in the soccer oh, what do you mean? It's not going to, like, the touch, like the way you're touching the ball, the way you move with the ball. Like,
it's ball conduction and weight of the touch. Yeah. Like, how hard are you hitting the ball? Which direction? Like, all right, I'm going to hit it, try juggling just to my knee height, just chest height, head height.
Yeah.
It's actually really, really hard.
Of course it is.
You start head height.
Yeah.
It's a very good, very good exercise.
Like, yeah, if you don't want to juggle, grab the ball, big kick, and try to make the ball stop literally near you.
Yeah.
Like the best way, but like a huge kick.
Because especially,
it's coming.
Because especially like when you don't have a synthetic pitch, especially at gym level, the ball's always bouncing.
Yeah.
So being able to just touch it down, but even just juggling, it's the muscle memory of the hip flexors. Touch. Okay, let me do bigger kicks, and that weight you said, the weight of the touch, weight of the kick. Yeah, you should be juggling, and you should be
as much as you can all the time. Right foot, left foot. All the body parts.
Yeah, right foot only, thighs only. If have a bit of fun, use your shoulders, use your head.
Yeah, I did that the other day with my kids too. And they're like, what, with your shoulder? I'm like, you gotta
whatever.
Just with your shoulder.
Spice things up, have fun with it, because obviously juggling isn't going to wear out your body, but you're going to get bored of it. So have fun with it. Do some freestyle tricks, practice, do anything that makes training more enjoyable and like a creative experience of what else can I do? Can I land it on my neck? Can I, go on YouTube? You type in coolest tricks ever with the soccer ball, and then just try to practice. Aspire to.
Do you have any inspiration as a player, for example, like a player that you kind of like? Oh, I want to be like this guy here. Or like he inspired me quite a lot.
Well, growing up, the player I watched the most was Ronaldinho.
Yeah,
I think
the one who played in Barcelona, Ronaldinho Gaúcho.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Which other Ronaldinho is there?
Yeah. No, yeah, because we call him like a Ronaldinho Gaúcho. Because the other Ronaldo was like the other Ronaldo who played for Brazil as well. We call them like Phenomena now. But like before it was like Ronaldinho. Then Ronaldinho Gaúcho just
because in Brazil most Ronaldos are Ronaldinhos. Yeah, all right. Yeah, in the rest of the world Ronaldinho is Ronaldinho and Ronaldo.
Yeah, I didn't know Ronaldinho is Ronaldinho. I know the rest is Ronaldo.
Gaúcho, yeah.
In Brazil all Ronaldos are Ronaldinho.
Yeah, right.
Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, and then like the other one now is Phenomena. Like which is
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Number 9.
Yeah, right. There you go.
That's pretty cool. Anyway.
So Ronaldinho, but yeah, when I was really young, most of the football I watched was international football, so like teams. So watching Brazil play was the best.
Was that the reason you kind of like are like Barca supporter?
Yeah, actually, because when I was growing up, it was him pretty much taking on everybody, beating Real Madrid by himself.
And how cool was that? Because like I don't know if you guys remember. If you don't, just Google it. You're gonna see it. That time, it was pretty much like only Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
Because Real Madrid has like Ronaldo, Roberto Carlos, Figo, Zidane. Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, there was so many like Beckham. There was so many good players like they consider like Galacticos. Yeah. And I was like, damn, they have like a huge players there. But then everyone wanted to watch like Ronaldinho only. They were like, no, this guy it's unbelievable. And then what he did like at the Bernabeu, everyone just. After he beat like Real Madrid by himself, technically, everyone's standing ovation like Ronaldinho, like people like from Real Madrid. That was like insane.
What Barca player has a standing ovation at the Bernabeu?
That was amazing.
And for him, not to always plug it, but futsal. He's
totally futsal
so
guy.
much futsal.
Like there's so many Brazilian players at the top level, and they grow up playing futsal.
Yeah. It's part of our life.
Yeah, you get that entire skills, the quick thinking, the ability to control entire areas. There's 4 players around you. Cool, I'm used to it. That's what futsal is. It's a small area, and being able to just be cool under pressure, be calm. I know I can keep this ball. I know I can play.
And as a kid, it's so important to play futsal because not only of all those different skills, but in a football game, there's 11 players in one ball. How many touches are you actually getting, even if it's a 90-minute game?
Yeah.
But in futsal, it's constantly touching. One touch passing, control the ball, hold it off pass, quick passes.
Yeah.
You're getting so many touches all the time.
And for me, it's the best way for you to improve like those small touches that you kind of like Messi, like the way he does.
Yeah.
He kind of like a run, touching the ball every single
Bro, it's like
time.
glued to
It's not
his
like
foot.
it's not like just 1, 2, 3 touch, 1, 2, 3 touch. No, it's like touch all the time.
Yeah.
Like so many times when he turns defenders, it's like 2 touches before he puts his foot on the ground.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's so
Man.
crazy.
It's
Yeah, and that also goes into his shot, those like snapshots he has, like
Yeah.
where he
It's
touched
so
the ball
crazy,
out
you're not
and he's already
expecting
shot.
the shot. You're not expecting, they're like, oh, he's gonna.
Well,
There you go.
He touches the ball out and he's already shooting. It's
so
like,
what?
whoa.
How do you do that? How do you like do that?
Now look, when Neymar is inspired as well, like not doing like diving or something like that, he's one of the players that I kind of like keeps thinking like, oh, such a great skills. And now I think he's living one of the best moments on PSG now.
This season
He's doing amazing. I was like, every single touch he does, I was like, oh, cool. I want to watch him now. So that's the reason, like, when we were talking about, like, what team you go for? I was like, no, I go for the players.
Right.
So, oh, Firmino's playing good. Okay, let me just watch Firmino play.
Yeah.
Oh, now Coutinho again.
Teams. So
Yeah.
for me, the best team right now at the moment is Man City. It's so amazing watching Man City, how well they control games, how the possession. And going back to the question you asked before, what player inspires you? I think at the moment, Kevin De Bruyne.
He's playing so good, right?
Oh my
gosh, yeah.
His technique, the way he passes his ball, his vision.
He's incredible. He was always my, 6 years ago, I was like, okay, I want to be Kevin, because I was always midfield. And he was just, I used to watch before games, just highlights of Kevin. I'm like, how does he do this? He just sees the whole pitch. He can just make perfect passes. He's,
For his first touch, he does 40, 50 passes like it was a 10-meter pass.
Yeah.
It's so easy, straight to your foot.
No, yeah, it was pretty cool. Like the one that I saw playing like that, pretty much the same thing, was like Zinedine Zidane for me.
Okay, yeah.
When the way he was playing, everyone was so, hey, don't rush. Boom, the ball was there already. Like, hey,
that's
slow down.
classic.
He was so
It doesn't
classic.
really exist that much anymore. Like
Yeah, no, look, I cannot compare anyone to him anymore. Like, it seems he was playing like on the 70s, like in the middle of 2000 something.
Is that football has evolved to be a really high-speed game. Everybody's running around.
But don't you think he would have you seen one when he was training in Real Madrid that he was playing with the players?
Yeah.
Then there was like some touch he was doing it. All the players in Madrid, all of them trying to, they were like seriously just trying to give a tag on him, and then. Oh, the ball's not even there anymore. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, those players.
Amateurs.
Amateurs. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Definitely, those players would still be able to do what they do now.
Yeah.
But it's just that even at a young age, it's all about ball speed. Don't stop the ball. Keep it moving. Keep running. Keep. It's evolved. Definitely.
What was the best striker team you ever seen? Like the team that you kind of look and say, look, those guys. Like for example, like MSN, like Messi, Suarez, and Neymar.
Them.
Come on, that was like one of the best ones I ever seen. The way they were connecting to each other, I was so like, why Neymar's leaving right now? Of course, maybe he was thinking, okay, I want to be. Maybe he was like, okay, I want to be the best player in the world, and then I want to be like literally, I want to be in spotlight right now.
Yeah.
But like, oh my gosh, that team was like unbelievable.
Suarez at his best moment was the best number 9 in the world, easily. Every touch was a goal. It's incredible.
Well, can you imagine receiving the ball like from Messi, Neymar, Iniesta, Xavi, all of them just passing the ball like.
But the highlights he had in his best peak at Barcelona was just incredible. Even by himself, like overhead kicks, volleys, taking on players. He destroyed PSG by himself a few times. So
No, because I remember that there's one player in Brazil that keeps saying that he's a really nice striker. But then, like, I think 2 weeks ago, they kind of like did like a scout on that player. They were like, hey, did you know this guy missed 8 clear goals every single match? But like, well, he's a top striker. Well, but he missed 8. Can you imagine if you just like 1 year, or if the team lose, he missed 8 clear
chances.
goals. The only reason that he's really good, because he received like 16, 20.
Yeah, exactly right.
Really nice balls there. So.
for me, that's one of the big things that a lot of players miss in games. It's like, all right, yeah, this guy scored a goal, but who really was the best player?
Yeah.
Who made all that?
Yeah.
So that's why
He's talking about himself. It's like, hey, I know my player
I'm
can
number
score
10.
like 1, 2 goals,
I
but like
gave you
have you
20
seen the ball?
chances. Yeah.
actually I was
It's fine,
thinking
you
more
can
like
celebrate
the
yourself, it's fine.
comparison that a lot of people have between Ronaldo and Messi.
Yeah.
Like Ronaldo, he's an amazing goal scorer,
Yeah.
but Messi does everything that's attacking wise.
Yeah, that's
He's magical.
That's my point as well. Like every time when people just say Messi or Ronaldo, I normally keep saying Messi because of the whole construct. But then, if you have to choose one player to play on your team,
Well, we had this. Yeah, we saw
would you
this.
pick up like Ronaldo or Messi?
I'm still picking Messi.
So that's the thing. I might not pick Messi. Like I think he's more complete. I think he's amazing. But like depends on the team and one. Hey, just kick the ball like to Ronaldo. He'll do like whatever.
No,
But like Messi sometimes like even though he scored like quite a lot of goals, how many times he passed the ball and those guys just miss those goals that I just don't get it. Ronaldo won't not gonna miss.
Messi, you have a finisher, and that's all you need.
Yeah.
With Ronaldo, you need a ball player. You
Yeah.
need someone to get him to it. Obviously, when he was young, he could do it by himself.
Yeah.
He'd get it to the wing, he'd dribble 3-4 players and
Yeah.
score.
Yeah.
But not anymore. Now he needs someone to feed him the ball.
It's not that fit anymore.
Age is a factor.
Yeah.
At the football we have now, age is a factor.
That's huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, look, let's see. I hope, seriously, I do hope that Neymar can keep playing the way he's playing right now. Because I think he still can have the chance to be like one of
The best.
the best one in the world.
He dropped off for a few years.
Well, if he do a really nice World Cup and he keep playing the way he's playing right now, and
He has a good chance.
maybe we can get like the World Cup, he has a chance. I think he deserves it because he's a really good one. I just think
Do you
it's,
think the team he's in though is unfair for this league or no?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
What
because
do you
that'd be like PSG.
Yeah.
Like stats.
Considering
Like, stats then, you know.
what league they're in, they should be winning each game easily.
Yeah.
And they don't.
Yeah.
Which is a big problem for those players because of the mentality aspect.
Yeah.
They're not facing
Yeah.
really good players every week.
Exactly. That's
So
the point.
one quick question for both of you guys. In Brazil or like even like in Europe, sometimes you say like the T-shirt will win the game like just
Yeah.
beforehand. So we keep saying like UEFA Champions League. Well, Real Madrid is sometimes like they are not even the best team, which was that case to be honest. I think they were not the best team supposed to win those games. But like, well, they were beating like the other ones because they were like calm in a matter of like, okay, hey, we know where to score, like what time to score, what time to make the pressure.
They know how to win.
That's the kind of like that we keep saying, oh, this T-shirt is so heavy, that jersey is heavy.
Yeah, you gotta live
So-
up to it.
Yeah, so sometimes, do you guys believe in that factor as well? Like, for example, when you play like PSG, well, why PSG would that team never win like the Champions League? Well, maybe because they don't know how to play. Maybe it's not that heavy. Maybe there's a lot of money, but it's not as heavy as like, oh my gosh, we're going to play against PSG. Real Madrid never going to say, oh, we're going to play against PSG. But PSG might going to say, oh, we're
Real
going to play
Madrid.
against Real Madrid.
Yeah.
For me, a big thing is what league you're in because of the players you're facing week in, week out. In France, unfortunately, the level of football other than PSG isn't as high as the other top 5 leagues in Europe. For example, like a lot of people say in La Liga, it's a two team.
3, technically.
3, right, 3. But what they don't realize is that you have Sevilla, that's literally won the most Europa League ever.
Yeah.
So I think that's where you look at like how good a league is in the middle tier, and that's where you see the Spanish completely dominating. So yeah, right. Real Madrid, Barca, and Atletico are the biggest teams, and they could probably beat any other team in the world on their day. But in the middle tier, the teams that they're facing week in, week out, La Liga has really good teams.
Quality,
EPL always has.
But do you think it's the best league? Because for me, Tech is the one that I like the most to watch. But I think Premier League is a way much harder.
I think it's a better league, yes. But I also enjoy La Liga more. But yeah, EPL always has loads of pressure, loads of running. Yeah. Every team works really hard. You never have a team that sits back and wants to like hold out a 0-0 like you do in Spain sometimes against Real Madrid or Barca.
Yeah.
So, but that's the lower ones, right? So I'm still talking about the middle tier. That middle tier, they're always going at it. You watch those La Liga games, and they beat Barca and Real Madrid every so often. You don't have that dominance that Liverpool and Man City have had these last few years because the teams can compete.
Yeah.
Just Real Madrid and Barca always have those individual players that when they need to, they'll turn it on and score a goal and win the game for them.
Much more of a level playing field rather than like the French.
Exactly,
league.
the French.
Where that's
or Germany, where you have Dortmund and Bayern destroying everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, probably the best signing of the season. Literally,
Breaking records.
Man City usually play really good football. Was missing a number 9. Put in probably the best number 9 at the moment.
And he's just popping him left, right, and centre, just banging him in.
And you don't like him. You hate him.
No, not that I hate it. I think he's really good. I think he's definitely one of the best. It's not one of the best. I think he's the best now, like as a number 9, if you think about it.
Yeah, right.
But like,
last season, but right now.
Yeah, no, he's killing it. He's doing great. And even like Benzema, like I like him too. But if you think about like 1-2 years ago, was he that good? Everyone was kind of complaining about him too. Like he was not scoring like as much goals as he was scoring last.
Benzema?
No, Benzema.
Oh, I think it's hard because he had that period of transition between Ronaldo leaving and him becoming the main goal scorer for Real Madrid.
But like even when Ronaldo was there, was he scoring like that much goals?
But he was assisting all of them.
Yeah, technically that's true. But he was still like playing pretty much in the same position. He was just passing because like Ronaldo owns the team.
Yeah.
So you kind of pass like, oh, I can score a goal. Oh, but wait, Ronaldo's there.
Yeah.
You pass to Ronaldo.
So that's the thing with strikers, that sometimes they won't score a lot of goals, but they're doing their part. Like Firmino, that doesn't score a lot of goals, but he's still an integral part to that front 3 for Liverpool for so many years. So now Holland is just showing what a full-on elite striker has to do.
What do you think? Why do you think he's getting that success? Like, why do you think he's excelling so much?
I think it's the mentality he has to be there every single time.
And also the team now. Right?
Yeah, I saw.
This is a strong team.
I saw a little video of him just like from all the way at the back and from like the goal, and he just does like 100-meter sprint to get up to the plate. He doesn't even get it, but he makes the run.
That's the mentality that Ronaldo always like inspired people with.
Yeah.
And Holland has it.
Yeah.
Like as soon as he knows that there's a chance, he puts his head down and makes that sprint. And with Man City, he has the players behind him that the ball will get to him. And
So
even
he
if it's
is more like, okay, I don't need to run as much as I was running before. Now I can run wisely only in the times that I need it because the ball will come.
yeah, well now he's starting to get into it. Like the first few games, as I mentioned, he wasn't really touching the ball much. He was just up there, kind of holding his space, and when the ball came to him, he'd score.
Yeah.
It's really simple. Like
Yeah.
that's all you need to do when you're a striker. But now he's becoming part of the plays as well. He's coming down to receive the ball, winning the ball back sometimes. It's kind of like every coach's striker.
Dream.
Yeah, it's a dream because if he loses the ball, you can see he's the first one chasing that thing.
Yeah.
And how strong he is, how fast he is.
it's
He usually gets it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the same on the other way. When there's a chance, he's racing to get to that ball.
Yeah.
To get into the right position, he needs to be. And even if someone's on him, he's so strong, he just barges them out of the way.
It's a giant, isn't it?
Yeah, he's huge. And scores.
Yeah.
Like, the ball is going to get there. So if he gets there, he's going to score.
That's true.
We've actually, I'm trying to get this in the head of our academy players, is like some of our teams, we get caught watching either one of our teammates to dribble the ball, rather than going, oh, hey, look, my teammate's got it in an attacking position. Can I bust my butt to get there and help him? Rather than just going, I'm too far away, I'm just going to watch him and try to do something cool. It's like, have that mentality of bust your gut to get up there. You might score, you might not, but you got to get there anyway, just in case.
It's a hard thing because sometimes you're... Even that happens to me. Like, you make a really good through ball and you're just admiring it. You're like, that's
Yeah,
such
that
a
was
good through ball.
beautiful.
He has to score. Oh, no,
Yeah.
man, he missed.
Yeah. Yeah.
That happens, but that's
Yeah.
that switch of mentality that makes you from a good player
It
to
is.
elite.
And that's something that everyone does. And we keep on saying, after you pass, do not watch. Do not pass and watch, pass and help. Pass and help. Pass and make a forward run. Pass and get up there. Not just pass and go, that was awesome. Which is what we find ourselves doing sometimes.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get out of that habit. But that's
Well,
a
it's
great.
just because like sometimes you do like those passes that you're like, I don't need to help.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's already done. Look the help I just did.
And then,
And he missed. And then you go there for help. Like,
yeah. But
you,
by
you
that time
complain
it's
for
too
one
late.
thing. I know, but like, why on earth? Can you imagine you passing that ball? It's just like
Academy players, close your ears.
1v1 against the keeper. You do like the beautiful pass. You're like, see, I did the pass. I did the pass. I did the pass.
Yeah.
Then he missed it.
He might have needed you to help. So pass and help, pass and support. It has to be. So academy players, don't listen.
Boy,
Must pass and make a forward run.
not that
Pass
one.
and help.
It's not
Yeah, it's just
right.
one. Close your ears.
I just cancelled that
Don't
one.
pass and watch. I'll get angry. Pass and support. Pass and help.
Pass and support.
Yeah.
Don't keep watching only. Unless it's
Be
a
like
really nice
Haaland.
one.
Be like Haaland. That's why he's banging goals in.
The difference between good players and elite players is what you're doing off the ball.
1,000%. Because how often do you have the ball in a game?
And that's
Nearly
the thing
never.
that I was mentioned that you mentioned as well about Benzema sometimes. And like my striker on my team right now, he's not scoring a lot of goals, but like he's so good and he fights for every single ball that sometimes he just get the attention to all the other players and the other one is totally free now because they were so concerned about that player that just forget. Oh, we need to go there. He's there, and then once you see the other guy is totally free, so he's doing his job, not scoring goals, but like getting the attention, like just doing like the wall properly or something like that. Anyway, are you breaking?
What's the
mister?
mic attached to?
Which mic?
These ones.
What do you mean? On your lapel?
Don't let me. Oh, it's. Oh, God. Because I'm used to it plugged in on the top. I was thinking, holy crap, I thought we had no audio the whole time. But it's okay, and that's just professional.
Oh my gosh.
Had a heart attack. But
Anyway,
yeah,
I think
that was perfect. I think we'll wrap that up. And we're gonna kidnap Jose so he's here every week. I mean, what?
and once
But
again,
no, it's been great.
Yeah.
So yes, this is Jose. He's been helping for the last couple months or a month or so with private coaching, the futsal, and he's going to get more and more involved. And we have secret news that we're not going to share, but it's something we're working on, a big project. We can't tell you yet, but it's going to be massive for
I know what
helping
it is.
players
Just saying.
work and train. And we can't tell you. But it's super awesome, super important, and you guys are going to love it. And Jose is going to be a big part of the academy. Awesome.
cool. Thank you so much once again, guys. See you soon.
Ciao.
So it's an